And postals are around 50% of the vote that we still haven't counted yet, and so I do think that you are already
coming through now,
you are already reading the entrails before the chicken is gutted. However,
the chicken ain't squawking.
Is gutted.
this was an extraordinary.
There's chickens on the block.
This was an extraordinary election that and personally it was one of those ones where it was so disappointing to take part in an election where there were just so many lies told, and there was surface level lies that everybody knew about, the 600 billion on nuclear and all that. That's nonsense.
Well,
it was nonsense.
However, your leader seemed
there was the
flat-footed
subterranean lies as well. And they were. I absolutely will. The public speak, no problems. But there's no way either of you could look me in the eye and say that you thought that nuclear energy cost $600 billion. It did not, and it doesn't.
Are you going to take nuclear energy to the next election? That idea is as cooked as Fukushima. It's not happening. It's over.
Campaign on it. Why'd you go silent on it 3 months ago?
We absolutely
in France,
did not.
the government's building a nuclear power. It's 14 years overdue, and it's 5 times the cost. That's the reality in France at the moment.
If you did all of that, why have you done so badly? The reality is your campaign was really bad. It was a shocker.
I will concede that there are things that we are going to have to look at the way we campaigned in this election that we will never do again. We will never do again.
Is there one thing that you could identify?
Like what?
Well, I don't think that. I do think that Michaelia made a very good point, which is that there were so many lies that we didn't counter quick enough.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You are not the victims here. The Australian people.
Do you know what you said? Real wages rose under you. They didn't. They went backwards.
They rose faster than inflation.
No, they didn't. They didn't. That's what a real wage is about, Bill.
Oh my God, you're a victim.
Backwards.
You are not a victim.
I'm not saying that we are.
You were saying you're the victim of a bunch of lies and that the Australian people were mugs and were tricked. Can I tell you, that is a quick road to electoral hell if you run that argument.
Well, are you seriously
telling me... You're not a victim. The Liberal Party are not victims.
You're going to continue on with nuclear energy?
Okay, so hang on a sec. In the middle...
Okay, you win the... What was the name of that famous Japanese lieutenant in the Philippines in the 1970s who kept... The Lieutenant Onada. You win the Lieutenant Onada award.
But Jane, what you're saying is that they are better salespeople than you are. So do you have to work on your sales pitch?
It's just the marketing. It's the substance, guys. It's not just the marketing.
It's not just the surface lies, it's the subterranean lies.
I don't want to fuel you this victim psychology, but I've got to address, one, working from home was an IR strategy and it was a blunder. Two, poor old Canberra. You said that you're going to get rid of 41,000 public servants, then you said you're only going to get rid of them within the borders of the ACT. It's dumb. You can't get rid of that number of people without amputating your systems. You guys had a hodgepodge of sort of, water cooler discussions, and I think Peter Dutton has been let down by some of his front bench who clearly did bugger all work.
Well, there was no
3 years of manana.
You didn't have a team. You just had Peter Dutton as a leader. He didn't cut through, so you didn't have people like Jacinta or like Hastie. Other people.
Whereas we had Claire.
Yeah, we had Claire. But I'm just saying that you needed to show a combined team with Jane, everybody ready to govern.
Yeah.
So there needed to be like a team approach. They chose not to do that, to put everyone away. So everyone assumed that there mustn't be any good.
Yeah.
There mustn't be any depth in the Liberal Party, and there may be. There may be a lot of depth there. But they didn't use that depth to present a united team that you're ready to go. How can you announce your figures a day before the election? With the greatest respect.
That's what Labor did last time, and you can't. Hang on. You cannot announce your costings while there are still announcements to be made. So there were still policies being announced by both Labor and Liberal. And that's why costings are done at the last
Can I also tell you, when you lose, everything you did will be wrong. Don't fight it.
That's right.
But the thing is, don't say to the voters...
This is fun. We should do pylons more often.
No, I was going to say...